67, John Mallet. As we get set for the strictly stock feature event of 20 laps. Here they come. The green flag is out. Zellman and Livingood lead the field down into turn 1, side by side. Zellman has a problem. He goes around, and everybody does a great job missing it. Joe Zellman in the number 39. A tough break right off the bat. Now Bowmaster goes around in turn number 4 with car 52. And the yellow flag is out. A good break for Zellman. With car 39, he will remain on the lead lap. A tough break right off the bat for the Zellman machine. Car 39 has gone around off of turn number 2, and then Kevin Bowmaster loops one in turn 4 with car 52. Are your top 5 as they go into turn 3. Picking up speed, Livingood on the bottom, Cook up high. The green flag is in the air. Down to the line, it's Livingood. Leading the field through turns 1 and 2 with Cook and Burgess right there to contend. Here comes Burgess to the low side of the racetrack. Livingood runs the high side off the turn. It's Burgess down to the line to lead lap number 2 with car number 4X. Correction, that was the first lap. We have now completed the first lap, so it is Burgess leading from the start. Cook will run in the number 2 spot now, with Livingood 3rd, Block 4th, Meany 5th, Pachalski 6th. Here comes Stymist up to the front of the field in car number 89. The 4X car of Burgess, then the 32 of Cook. The 87, they go 3 wide into turn number 1, and Block gets the worst of it as he gets sideways, almost goes around, does a great job holding it, and the 66 Vermont will now continue. It is still Burgess leading Cook. Livingood tries to hold on to 3rd. Here comes Meany in the 15 Mass, Stymist in the 89, Curley in the 40, Drew in the 17, Brio the 29 Mass, and Pachalski in the 37M. Burgess continues to lead. Cook looking for racing room. Stymist down on the low side. The 89 is up to 3rd. Livingood back to 4th. Here comes Curley in car 40. Yellow flag is out, and we've got a spin in turn 2. It's Pachalski going around. A tough break for the 37M, who was running very, very well in his qualifying heat, has gone around in turn number 2. Walt Pachalski in the 37M. Car 89 is up to 3rd. Keep your eye on him. He's definitely a factor already in this event. We've got 7 laps complete, 13 to go as we get set to go back to green. Here they come off the turn. The green flag is in the air. Burgess, Cook, Stymist, Livingood, and Curley down into turn 1 and off turn 2. It is still Burgess. Drew gets a little crossed up as he battles with Meany, and we've got a spin on the backstretch. That's Hasbrook in the 24. Phil Hasbrook has gone around, but he has continued, and now back up front, Stymist is up to 2nd, and he now sets his sights on the Burgess machine. Curley is now moving into 3rd as he takes to the low side of Cook, and the 40 car is moving up in the lineup. One more notch, he's got 3rd now. Drew heads to the low side of Cook in the battle for position number 4, as now contact is made, and Cook will go around in the 32. Livingood scrapes the wall on the front stretch to avoid the melee, and now Curley is moving in to contend with Stymist for position number 2, as Stymist is looking to move in on Burgess to take the lead, and we've got a yellow. Yellow flag is out as Drew has tried to get down pit road, but the gate is closed, and that brings out a caution on lap 10. Drew and Cook got together in turns 3 and 4 while battling for the 4th position. Burgess and Stymist will recreate their battle as they come off the 4th turn. The green flag is in the air. Into turn number 1. Stymist has the advantage as he runs the high side of the racetrack in car 89. And he will move out into the lead quickly, diving down low to secure position off the turn. Kevin Steinmetz takes the lead on lap number 11. Phil Hasbrook looking to return to car 24. He will be a couple of laps down at least, or should I say at least one. Back out front, it's Steinmetz pulling away from Burgess, who's trying to pull away from Brio, but Brio is applying a lot of pressure as that battle for the second spot continues. Brio's on the low side. Challenge for second. Curley is waiting in the wings. Off the turn they come. Brio has the second position. Burgess back to third. So it's Steinmetz way out in front. Brio up to second. Curley looking for third. He gets a little bit crossed up, but does a great job holding it, and he will move up a notch to the third spot. Curley regains third as he goes by the 4X of Burgess, who's now having to put up with Dave Meany with a 15 mass, as Meany's looking for the fourth position. 5 laps remain, this time by for Steinmetz. Brio up to second. Zielinski and Cook have come together. Zielinski gets all out of shape, and Cook will move up another notch, trying to work his way back up. Now Meany and Burgess come together with trouble on the front stretch, as Meany was trying to move up, and now he goes around as he tags the 87. Drew is also involved. Living Good, unfortunately an innocent bystander. The caution is out. What an unbelievably tough break for all 3 drivers running among the top 10. Meany, Burgess, and Living Good. And Drew is damaged with car 17, but doesn't look too severe for him. Living Good with it appears to be a flat left rear tire on car 87. Now at the time, Meany and Burgess were battling for the number 4 spot. Meany got loose coming off turn 4. Burgess had no place to go. They collided. They come into turn 3. Steinmetz on the gas. Brio right up on his back bumper, and the green flag is in the air. The 89 car will try to hold the inside groove. Here comes Brio down low, looking to move him up, but it does not work, as Steinmetz does an excellent job holding low. Brio dives low off the turn. The two of them get a little crossed up, as Steinmetz once again does a pretty good job holding on to the lead. Drifts up just a bit high coming off of turn number 2, but that does not stop him. 2 laps will remain, this time by Kevin Steinmetz, Glenn Brio, Tom Curley. Nose to tail, bumper to bumper. Joe Zellman spins in turn 4. Here comes Brio back down low. Steinmetz will try one more time to hold him off as he dives to the inside. The white flag will wave, this time by. Tom Curley runs the high side. Now Brio heads up high in search of taking the number 1 spot. Brio runs the high groove coming off of turn number 2. Steinmetz keeps it nice and low. Heading into turn number 3. Curley is right there to contend. He gets crossed up. Off the turn they come. The checkered is in the air, and it is the 89 of Steinmetz. Trouble over in turn 4 as Mallet goes around.
Lets him through. Could you let our announcer down there, gate guard, please? Thank you very much. Tap him on the shoulder, Michael, and push him out of the way. You get down, go down before the rest of the people do. Holding the show up here. Michael, interview our winning driver, Kevin Steinmetz, who's come back from several weeks of pretty crummy luck. Now we have a special announcement for all the kids under 12, and we'll do that right after this.
He's out of the car. The winner of the Strictly Stock feature event, Kevin Steinmetz. Well, Kevin, you turned things around. You've had nothing but hard luck over the past several weeks, and tonight you come away with your 3rd feature event win of the season.
Yeah, that's right. The last 2 or 3 weeks we've got my name on that wall over here. And finally got away from it tonight. Car's running beautiful today, I say. Back in victory lane, I love it.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, you had some people that you wanted to thank for helping you fix the car as you stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning. Sorry I couldn't get back to you on that, so why don't you mention them now?
Well, that's all right. It's just all the crew, all these guys here. They really put a good effort into putting this car together, and we made it back for that Sunday and finished second, and they did a heck of a job. So hats off to them, these guys here. Congratulations.
Kevin Steinmetz takes his third win of the season in car 89, finishing second Glenn Brio in car 29 Mass, and third goes to the 40 of Tom Curley.
We have one special announcement for all the kids tonight to run 35 laps. See what they do here tonight. Leading them down, Robin Mowry in the 1. The 37 is Junior Colson. Salzarulo in the 44. The 70 is Rugg. 15 Zaidema. Looking for green as they come down the line. Here they are. Mowry, Colson, Salzarulo, Zaidema, Rugg. Boniface, Goodenough, and Karen. Then it's Batchelor, Raymond, and Marquis. To the line, the lead will be Junior Colson. Zaidema, Salzarulo, and Rugg. Colson, Mowry, Zaidema, Salzarulo, Rugg, Goodenough. Boniface, Karen in trouble, brings it back as he runs up on the back of Rugg. Junior Colson holds on to that lead. Zaidema battling for second. Goodenough is up to fourth. Salzarulo fifth. Boniface sixth. Karen seventh. Rugg eighth. Batchelor ninth. 10th is Marquis. Then it's Raymond and Rollins. Colson well out ahead now. It's Colson, Zaidema, Goodenough. Mowry, Salzarulo, Boniface, Karen, and Batchelor. Pulling out is McLean in the 211. Salzarulo trying to take up all the racetrack he can to hold that spot. Karen on one side, Boniface on the other side, banging on his bumper. Boniface will go to the outside, Karen will go to the inside, right down to the speed humps, and Karen will move to the inside of Salzarulo. Karen goes to fourth, Salzarulo fifth, now sixth, Boniface sixth, Salzarulo seventh, Batchelor eighth. It's Colson, Zaidema, Goodenough, Karen, Boniface, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Boniface inside Karen for fourth. Can't do it. Caution flag. We've got the 0 and the 1 New Hampshire in turn 4. And down to the inside goes Geisler in the 21. The 1 Vermont of Lenny Reynolds come together in number 4 turn. But it's early. It's a 35-lap event. We've got 7 in the books. Let's see who gets the break here. Caution. Here it is. And Colson will hold it at least to the line. Zaidema into the side of Colson. Zaidema hit Colson going in, and Colson goes for a flying ride. The field comes down, and here's the caution. Zaidema tried to stuff it down low, and Colson was making the entry into the turn. The two cars come together. Karen was sitting back there watching all of this. And Karen will inherit the lead, at least for the moment, with Boniface, Batchelor, Salzarulo, and Marquis. Now Goodenough comes back in. He had golden opportunity to be on the front row, and he had to pit. Boy, when the brakes go bad, they go bad. He wasn't near any of that stuff. Set, the back of the pack already on the gas, the front of the pack kind of holding up. Could be some bumper tag. Watch out, Colson and Dynamo ready to run up the inside. Here they come. Karen dives low and pulls away. Boniface down inside. Karen hanging on. Here's Boniface down inside Karen. Side by side off the turn to the line. And Boniface takes over the lead. It's Boniface, Karen, Salsarulo, Bachelor, and Marquis. Jim Boniface really cranks it open. Looking for win number 3. Karen, Salsarulo, Marquis, and Bachelor. Karen fading a little bit now. Here comes Salsarulo inside Karen, down low and loose. Loses it. Karen's in trouble. Brings it back. Karen back up to speed. He'll have to work his way out of the back of the pack as Boniface moves on. Salsarulo holds second. Marquis third. Mallory fourth. Bachelor fifth. Raymond sixth. Karen trying to come out of the back of the pack. Here's the battle, and Marquis goes into second. Salsarulo to third. Bachelor fourth. Mallory fifth. Raymond sixth. Gravel seventh. 8th is Rollins. 9th is Colson. 10th is Rugg. Zaidema 11th. 12th is Beckwith. 13th Alsop. 14th Goodenough. 15th Karen. 16th Payne. Then Corliss 17th. Reynolds 18th. And Geisler 19th. Boniface way out ahead. Marquis going to have to run hard to run him down. Karen all the way around. He's had a tire down. Geisler spins in front of him. Karen rolls up the bank, fires it up and pulls away. Karen obviously has got a problem with the 88. He's heading for pit road, and Karen may have a tire down. Wilson and Zaidema in the top 10. One more time around here. Karen slipped up the outside. No one went, so he has to back off. Now they'll get to go ahead this time. Green comes out sometime near turns 3 and 4. Punky's going to have to be patient if he doesn't want to lose a spot on the start, because if the guys jump, no matter who it is that jumps, the jumper often gets penalized the number of spots they pass before the green actually came out. The field starts to move before the green comes out. You know, once it flies, you can pass. If it doesn't fly, you can't pass, technically. Boniface setting a very slow pace, trying to psych Jerry Marquis out. Both veteran drivers started a racing here about the same time. Boniface on it. Boniface slides in front of Marquis. Bachelor trying to get around the outside of Salsarulo. It's Marquis and Boniface up front. Salsarulo, Bachelor, and Raymond. Bumper tag off turn 4, and it'll be Boniface, Marquis, Salsarulo, and Bachelor, and Raymond, your top 5 cars. Salsarulo fading. Oh, gravels into the back of him. Slides to a stop inside turn 3. And spinning as a 29 pieces of car falling all over the place. Lights are out. Field is ready. Boniface and Marquis. Bachelor and Raymond. Here they come. Boniface slides up in front of Marquis, and he'll hold the line. Boniface, Marquis, Bachelor, and Raymond with Salsarulo. Halfway now. Marquis right on Boniface's bumper. We're all over him. Looks inside. Mallory trying to hold that sixth spot behind Salzarullo, trying to find a way around him, but Dave's really doing a good job of keeping him back there. Meanwhile, up front, Boniface and Marquis are playing bumper tag. Marquis tries to set him up, runs up high, looks inside. Boniface on the binders, down low. Marquis tries to go lower. Bachelor and Raymond fighting for third spot. Mallory has moved into fifth. Goodenough goes around the outside of Salzarullo. Then it's Colson, Zeidema, and Karen coming on. Great battle behind your leaders. Boniface appears to be driving conservatively to save the car. Works his way off turn 4. Whoa, Salzarullo having a handling problem as everybody goes by. Here's Marquis to the high side of Boniface. Marquis way up high in turn 4. Marquis will bring him off the turn. Bachelor holds on to third. Raymond fourth. Mallory good enough. Fifth and sixth with 10 laps to go coming up. Boniface gets a little thump from Marquis. They work to the high side of Geisler. Boniface uses Geisler as a pick to hold off Marquis. Garrett trying to work up through traffic, but he's way at the back. Here come your leaders off 4. Boniface, Marquis, then Bachelor and Raymond. Then it's Goodenough, Mallory, Colson, Zeidema, Rollins, and Karen. Salzarullo running in the top 5 earlier, fades further back. Your leaders complete 28. Now, Goodenough in 5th, all by himself, trying to run down the lead pack, and he's a half lap behind your leader as he works traffic off 4. Look out! Mallory and Colson nearly come together. Good driving here in turn 4. And Zeidema comes up the outside to try to take over 6th. Boniface, one more lap in the books with 5 to go. 30 down, 5 to go. Karen is up to 7th. Here's Marquis inside Boniface. Bachelor, Raymond 3rd and 4th. Goodenough 5th. Zeidema 6th, Karen 7th. The battle for the lead. Here's Marquis all over that back bumper, trying to get close to it. Laps tick away. Marquis once again looks to the outside. Goes to the outside. 2 laps left. Marquis tries the outside on Boniface. A lot of traffic coming up. It's going to be a tough row. Here's Marquis on the outside. White flag next time. Boniface is going to have to do a masterful job with traffic. White flag. Look at the traffic ahead of him. Coming down. Half a lap to go now. It's Boniface and Marquis in traffic. Boniface works to the outside, comes to the line. It's Boniface for number 3. Marquis. Bachelor. Raymond. And Rob Goodenough will finish 5th. This season, Jerry Marquis was on those binders a lot, as you can see. Let's see if we can't roll it down here. Well, we'll get Jim out in a second. Oh, this is good stuff. Love it. Good race tonight. Jim getting himself unstrapped. There's a lot of safety things you got to work with there. Handshake for Jerry Marquis for a good job. Got to undo the radio, undo the helmet, undo the seat belts, take down the safety net, and then get the helmet off, the gloves off, the elbow pads off. You think these guys, I don't see how they move in here with all this stuff. They got them wired in, look like an astronaut, for Pete's sake. And in just a minute, we'll meet our winner for tonight. The earplugs are the final things to come out. Well, actually, the final thing to come out will be your winner tonight. Here he is, Jim Boniface. Turn Jim around here. Boy, I'll tell you, you guys gave him a show tonight.
Oh, yeah, we were running good. Jerry was right there. He was running good also. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Hebert Brothers down in Wendell, Mass., Countryside Disposal, Montgomery Locksmith, Big A Auto Parts, A&M Auto Parts up in Claremont, and I'd like to thank Monadnock Speedway. Thank you.
Hey, thanks. Nice run. Do you ever think you had it was right up beside you a couple of times there the last couple of laps. What were you thinking?
Well, I knew he was there. I knew I had to stay in my groove, and I just hoped that if he was going to go by me, he was going to be on the outside. So,
and that's what he tried to do. Your winner, Jim Boniface. Let's move around. It wasn't a win, Jerry, but it doesn't hurt the point lead any.
No, the guys did a real good job getting the car hooked up tonight. I'd like to thank them and all their sponsors, Chicopee Welding, Rosner Race Car, the Potbelly Pub. They all do a super job helping us out all year long.
You really had to work a little bit to get around Jimmy today.
Yeah, we were going pretty good tonight. We tried the outside, tried the inside. We just didn't have enough bite, I think, coming off of 4 the way we wanted to.
Looked like you used a little extra brake tonight, too.
Yeah, occasionally.
Well, we'll get those fixed. You'll be ready tomorrow night. Second finisher. And let's welcome him. Where is he? Where is that young man? He's way back here, hiding. Second time to Monadnock this season. And the old 44 looked pretty good there, Mike.
Yeah, it went real well. We're really pleased. The guys did a heck of a job getting it ready, and I'm really thankful.
You had a good race to watch up front, too, and you also had your hands full of Roger Raymond.
Yeah, I did. My car was getting a little loose at the end, and it was, good enough to hang in there, but, it was a good race up front.
Good third finish for Mike Batchelor. Okay, we've got some rides to give away here. As soon as everybody clears the cars out of victory lane, and the people getting ready. 25 laps, here they come. Batchelor and Newcomb to the line. Look out, Creamer's loose. Down the backstretch, it's Batchelor, Newcomb, Fitzgerald, Creamer, Jarvis, and Stone. Trouble down the front straightaway. We've got 2 cars just driving all the way down to the line. On the gas, and here comes a caution flag at the end of lap 2. And everybody gets bottled up as Batchelor breaks off. Creamer does not see the caution and drives through everything dangerously. Steve Gaynor and the 3X. And now Gaynor's going to have trouble because he's got to wait for the gate. The 3X of Jim Thompson came together, and they just stayed on the gas all the way down the wall. When the caution came out, Creamer thought he had a chance to pass everybody and dove through there. The lead was Bruce Batchelor Jr. Bruce Batchelor Jr. brings the field into turn 3, and here they come. Newcomb on the outside. There's the green. Newcomb looking for a lead. Duke and Batchelor side by side off turn 2. Who's going to get the help? Newcomb pulls in hard. Batchelor has to brake. It's going to be Nuke with the lead. Newcomb still trying to get that lead back. Here he comes off the turn. He's got it. Bob Newcomb pushes that 7 New Hampshire to the front. Newcomb drifts it off turn 2, and he's got the lead. Newcomb, Batchelor, Fitzgerald, Stone, Rio, and Jarvis. Creamer in trouble in the 33. Newcomb looking for his first late model win of the year. Here's Fitzgerald looking for second. At the line, it's Fitzgerald for second. Newcomb, Fitzgerald, Batchelor, Stone, Brio, Jarvis. What a battle going on there. The battle behind Al Fitzgerald, Batchelor, Stone, Brio, Jarvis, Shepard, Stone, Barry Gray, Carey, and Bouchard. Look out, the 55 has trouble. 69 is in the dirt bag. Sutherland just gets around it. Creamer and Patnode escape. And the 55 of Jim Rule comes unglued in turn 3. Dumps fluid from the backstretch all the way over to the side of turn 4. And Matt Weaver gets launched into the dirt bank. Looks like that may have been a blown water hose. They're sitting up front. Newcomb has not won this year. Been a while. He'd like to do it. Here they come. On his way, looking for green. Batchelor and Fitzgerald on his bumper. Stone gets out of line and goes backwards. Here's Newcomb, Jarvis. Shepard works his way into 5th. Newcomb, Batchelor, Fitzgerald, Jarvis, and Shepard, followed by Stone, and Barry Gray. Look out, trouble! Eddie Brio is into the fence off the turn. Brio with a tire down. The caution comes out. And of course our gate got hit. It's never been hit, so I don't know if it's going to work or not now. The Brio crew comes out, looks at the car, and they've gone back to already make adjustments. And a tough break for Newcomb, who was looking pretty good there for a moment, and a tougher break for Eddie Brio. That should be a few bumper thumpings going on. The caution remains on the racetrack for one more time around, and here's Matt Weaver back out in the 69. So Weaver in the 69 is back, and the field is nearly complete from where they started earlier. The 16 apparently is not where he's supposed to be. Here comes Nuke. Here comes Batchelor. Here's Jarvis looking for a start. Fitzgerald gets caught sleeping. Newcomb gets the jump, and so does Batchelor. A big break for Roger Shepard and Ed Stone. They're working the inside. Restart lap number 11. Here comes Newcomb with the lead. Bob Newcomb. Peter Jarvis dives underneath Batchelor and takes over second. We're halfway now. Barry Gray moving up. Out comes Phil Meany. Batchelor caught near the back of the pack. Barry Gray dives inside and takes over 5th. Newcomb on top, followed by Jarvis, Shepard, Stone, Barry Gray, Al Fitzgerald, Batchelor, Stone, Carey, and Bouchard. And trouble on the 7. That's the 6 of Gaynor sent to the infield. Here comes your leader. Less than 10 laps to go now. Bob Newcomb up front. Shepard and Jarvis fighting for second. Barry Gray and Ed Stone going for 4th. A real battle behind your leader as the clock ticks away. Shepard breaks free and takes over second. Newcomb, Shepard, Jarvis, Gray, and Stone. 8 laps left. It'll be down to 7 in a minute. Here comes Shepard. He's flying. 7 to go for Newcomb, Shepard, Gray, Jarvis, and Stone. Newcomb pushing a little bit harder now as Shepard closes in. Shepard looking for his second win of the year as he comes off turn 2. 5 to go this time by. Newcomb on the brakes, on the gas. Shepard, here's Barry Gray looking for third. Newcomb's going to have lap traffic to contend with. He's going to have a lot of it over the next 4 laps. 21 down, 4 to go. Newcomb working on lap traffic, and they don't know where to run as they work their way through traffic. Here's your leader coming up on the slower car, Matt Weaver. The leader works through traffic. He's got Shepard right behind him. Off turn 2. 22 in the books, 2 to go this time by. Newcomb down low. Works off turn 4 with 2 to go. Trouble in turn 3. Trouble in turn 3. Creamer, caution flag. Creamer blows an engine, a caution comes out. Shepard went by, but it won't matter. Lap 23. Creamer comes unglued in turn 2, brings out the caution, and Shepard's attempt to go by Newcomb will not matter because we got to go back a lap. 23 laps in the books. This will be a restart of 24. Let's see what Newcomb and Shepard do. Barry Gray is hot to trot there too. They're working up behind him. Here's the green. Newcomb brings it down. Shepard's right on his bumper. Barry Gray's all over Shepard. Barry Gray's down low, and he loses a spot. Shepard goes back 1. Here's a white flag. Newcomb. And here comes Stone. Works inside Shepard. Newcomb takes it high. Drops across turn 2. Half a lap away from victory. Can he do it? Shepard. Here's Newcomb. Checkered flag. It's Newcomb. Shepard, Barry Gray, Ed Stone, and Al Fitzgerald. Finish, he's at an empty gas tank, and this time he's here in victory lane. And a happy man, I'll bet. We'll find out how in just a minute. Let's welcome our new winner, Bob Newcomb. Whoa, hey, listen, yeah, like it was a leisurely drive today, huh?
Yeah, piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Last week you were running third, looked like you had it sewed up, and we had a couple extra cautions, and all of a sudden this thing was sucking air.
Yeah, I ran out of gas.
What were you thinking? All of a sudden we have all those long cautions again tonight. What was the thought in your mind?
I filled up before the feature. I wasn't sweating it.
That's the one thing they often overlook. Nice to see you back in victory lane. Hey, Bob, how long's it been since you won? You won in this class before.
86.
86, long time coming and well-deserved. Feature winner, Bob Newcomb. And a guy that gave him a real tussle, but, well, what do you say when you almost get there?
The car went real good. We had a lot of fun, and second's pretty good for tonight. We'll take it.
That's your second finisher, Roger Shepard. And with a lucky break on that last restart, our top point man right now, Ed Stone. Oh, by the way, I've got to give away a couple of Joe Bean t-shirts here. I better get that plug in before we do it, so that'll come with the 50-50 raffle tickets. Good run.
Thank you. I'm not too happy with myself. I made a couple mistakes, but I'm happy with third.
Third will do it. Third will keep him up there in the points, and a new winner in victory lane, which will make the rest of the season interesting. Nuke, don't go too far. We got some people who want to make some money with you.
Harry Wheeler in car number 2 and Ted Brown in car 92 as we get set for green in the modified feature event. Here they come. Wheeler and Brown bring the field around, and the green flag is out. Harry Wheeler leads the field down through turns 1 and 2 with a great run going in his qualifying event. Wheeler leads the field. Into turn number 3, he leads Brown. Paul Wheeler doing an amazing job as he leads lap number 1. Brown hangs in for second. Here comes Ball to the high side. Car number 20, Rusty Ball. Now here comes Dwight Jarvis as Ball gets stuck on the high side. Jarvis will take advantage, and right behind him is Jack Bateman. Wheeler doing a masterful job. Jarvis moves up to third as Paul is still stuck on the high side. Off the turn, here they come down to complete lap 3. Wheeler, Brown, Jarvis, Ball, and Bateman running tight in the top 5. Brian Schofield chops off the pace in car number 09. A great race going right up front. Harry Wheeler looking so impressive with car number 2. As he holds off Ted Brown. Brown looking to move in. Here comes Ball back on the high side. Rusty Ball, car 20, works the high groove as he tries to hold off Dwight Jarvis, who is trying to hold off Jack Bateman, and here comes Jerry Marquis. Marquis on the low side has just moved into the top 5. Harry Wheeler is amazing me at this time as he continues to hold off Ted Brown, Dwight Jarvis, Rusty Ball, Jerry Marquis, and Jack Bateman. Brown is closest now as he moves into contend. Dwight Jarvis looks to the inside with car 28. He's up to third now. Ball back on the high side. Jerry Marquis right there to contend as he is now running among the top 5 with Jack Bateman in car 17 right behind him. Then it's Rudolph, DeRoy, and Townsend. Wheeler doing an excellent job. This time by, he will lead the first 9 laps in the event. Ted Brown hot on his heels with Dwight Jarvis and Rusty Ball tightly battling for position number 2. Make that 3, but looks like there they were battling for 2 as Jarvis pulled to the low side of Brown. Ball was on the high side. A great race right up front. And Ball will edge out back into third and set his sights once again on Brown. Jerry Marquis looking to move in on the high side. Marquis trying to work around Jarvis as they work around John Cole, who just goes 1 lap down in car 133. Dunk Rudolph has now become part of the lead pack as well. Wheeler continues to lead. Brown second. Jarvis third. Fourth is Ball. A great race being run by Harry Wheeler. This is unbelievable. Brown hangs in for second. Brown doing an excellent job holding off Ball and Jarvis, who continue to pressure him lap after lap. Ball now heads to the high side, looking for racing room. Brown holds him off one more time to the line. Now Ball breaks out. He's got second. He heads to the high side, and Wheeler will have to hold him off. Can he do it for one more lap? It's Ball. Now edging out in front. Following him through is Jerry Marquis. Jarvis moves by Wheeler, and he's got the 3rd position. Wheeler now falls back to 4th, and here comes Bateman on the high side with car number 17. It's Ball now out in front. Marquis up to 2nd, definitely a factor. Dwight Jarvis is 3rd, Bateman 4th. Wheeler still having an excellent run in 5th. Ted Brown has managed to stay out of trouble. He's having a good run for 6th. Dunk Rudolph among the top 7 with Tim DeRoy all alone in 8th having a good run. Townsend is 9th and Boz is 10th. The lead four now begins to pull away. Dunk Rudolph has moved into sixth, taking a spot away from Ted Brown. Ball continues to hold off the pressure from Marquis, Jarvis, and Bateman as they work around John Cole. Marquis dives off of turn two in search of racing room. He can't find it down low, or can he off the turn? He goes very low, but still can't find the room as Ball shuts the door. It is Ball, Marquis, Jarvis, and Bateman pulling away from the field. Wheeler holds off Rudolph, Brown, and Zeroin having a good run in car 25 as he has managed to stay out of trouble. He's running all alone. Now, once again, Marquis heads to the low side of Rusty Ball. Battle for the lead off turn two. Here comes Marquis back down low. He will look to move in as they head into turn three. Can't still find the racing room. Now he does, but can he make it stick? No. Ball closes the door. Jarvis is right there to contend. Bateman waiting in the wings with car number 17. A great race. As Ball feels pressure from Marquis, Jarvis is feeling pressure from Bateman. And further back, Wheeler is feeling pressure from Rudolph. Back up front, we've got a spin right in front of our leaders. Townsend has gone around. Yellow is out as Marquis was heading right to the high side of Ball, but could not make the move stick in time. Ball and Jerry Marquis have been battling lap after lap. Ball's been holding off pressure, but can he do it for the next 10 laps? Green flag is in the air. Ball, Marquis, Jarvis, Bateman, and Wheeler. And Marquis breaks out of the pack in car 73. He takes the lead as we come around to complete 26. Ball is second. Now he feels pressure from Jarvis and Bateman. Jarvis dives low. He's looking to move into second as they go into the turn. The two get a little crossed up. Jarvis does a great job holding it, and we've got trouble. Ted Brown has gone around in turn three. Yellow is out. Another yellow with 8 laps to go. That's Ted Brown that has gone around in turn three. A tough break as the 92 was running among the top 10 throughout this entire race. We'll be looking for a green. Now Marquis has a new challenge. It's Jarvis. Ball will hang in for third. Bateman on the high side, fourth. Rudolph and Wheeler as we get set to go to green. Off the turn, Marquis gets a great start. The green flag is out, and he's already about 2 car lengths ahead, but the yellow is back out. Yellow is out. Yellow flag being redisplayed. Apparently Marquis got too much of a jump, so they're going to let Jarvis have another chance. Marquis, Jarvis, Ball, Bateman, Rudolph, Wheeler, DeRoyne, Bodge, Townsend, Brown, John Cole, and Jim Maher. Marquis is your pace setter alongside Jarvis as they head into turn three. Now they pick up speed. And Wheeler gets tagged around by DeRoyne. Maher into the wall in the front straightaway. Yellow flag is back out once again. Yellow comes back out right away. A tough break for Harry Wheeler and Jim Maher, who would have had guaranteed top 10 finishes with the attrition rate tonight. So once again, it'll be Marquis, Jarvis, Ball, and Bateman. And the 87 car goes up in smoke right here on the front straightaway. That's the Maher machine. Radiator apparently is the situation. The pace alongside Dwight Jarvis, Rusty Ball, and Jack Bateman. They've been among the top 4 for the last several laps, and now we get set to go back to green. The green is in the air. Marquis, Jarvis, Ball, and Bateman. Bateman looking to take third. He's got it by the slightest bit as they come off the turn. Into turn 3, Bateman dove in hard and unfortunately has to back out, dropping back another notch. Marquis leads Jarvis. Jarvis continues to look for racing room. Rusty Ball, Jack Bateman have their own little battle going for position number 3, with Dunk Rudolph 5th, DeRoyne 6th. Wheeler makes contact with Brown and then goes around in turn number 4. And we've got a spin on the backstretch. Ted Brown does a 360 heavy smoke from the 92 car. It looks like another flat tire for Brown. A tough night for Ted Brown. He was running very well at the start of the event, and now you can see, no, it doesn't appear to be a flat tire, but he went around and just a big puff of smoke. Harry Wheeler heads down pit road. A tough break for him as he was running exceptionally well. And Brown. Marquis sets the pace going into the turn, and now the green flag is back out. It's Marquis feeling pressure from Jarvis as they cross the start-finish line. Marquis with a full car length advantage. Ball continues to hold on to third with Bateman and Rudolph pressuring him. Two laps remain this time by Marquis and Jarvis. Jarvis closes right up on the back bumper and Rudolph goes around. And Wheeler makes contact with car 2 as everybody tries to get out of the way. Brown did not make contact, but he did spin around. Wheeler spun and hit Rudolph at a pretty hard hit. Yellow is back out with just 2 laps remaining. Looks like just a flat right rear tire cost Rudolph a good run. No real front end damage appears to be done to the Wheeler car, although he is heading down pit road at this time along with Rudolph. DeRoyne, Townsend, Bodge, Brown, Wheeler, Rudolph, and John Cole. Marquis is your pace setter. Rudolph trying to jump the start with car 3X. And the pace is set. Green flag is back out now. Marquis now stretching his advantage just a bit over Jarvis as the white flag is in the air. 1 lap left. Marquis now really pulling away. Checkered flag is in the air. Down into the winner's circle. One more time will go Jerry Marquis. Brown goes around. Another tough break for the 92.
Marquis and Jarvis. Monteith was absent today, so even though he had a poor finish, Rudolph moves up in the standings a bit. Rusty comes in 3rd. Bateman 4th. And Tim DeRoyne 5th.
Car 73. Well, Jerry, a lot of pressure at the end from Dwight Jarvis, but you came away with your 4th win that pads your point lead a little bit more.
Yeah, the guys did a super job again here with getting the car ready this week. Here we swapped motors one more time. The motor's working super well. I'd like to thank Precision Automotive and everybody else has been helping out this year.
Congratulations, 4th win of the season for Jerry Marquis in the modifieds. Finishing 2nd, Dwight Jarvis in car 28, and rounding out the top 3 was the 20 car for Rusty Ball.
Side, here they come. Honorary starter will be S.J. Avanchin, and there it is. Avanchin gives him the green, and they're caught napping. Here comes Davis. Here comes Lashaway. They'll all try to race it in the first lap. Let's see what happens. Davis comes off the turn in the 17 with the lead. Lashaway, Blackmore, Krajewski, and Wenzel, your top 5 cars. 30 laps for these guys. Davis, Lashaway, Blackmore, Krajewski, Wenzel, Clayton, Lorenzetti, Alexander, Goodhine, DeRozier, Alexander, and Felton. The 4 of Anaki. The 22 is Kamansky. 69 Pollard, and he's in deep trouble. Chris Davis continues to lead on the backstretch. Chris Lashaway goes second. Kevin Blackmore third. Joe Krajewski fourth. Chris Wenzel is fifth. Kevin Clayton sixth. Lauren Lorenzetti seventh. Beef Alexander eighth. Ninth is the 2 for DeRozier. 10th is Felton. 11th is Goodhine. Kirk Alexander. 14th is Kamansky, and 15th is Anaki. Here's a battle for the lead, and Davis holds on. Lashaway to the low side of Davis now, battling for that lead on lap 6. It's going to be Lashaway's event here. Lashaway, Davis spins out. And a caution comes out as Lashaway takes the lead. Now we'll have to wind the clock back. For Chris Davis, he was run 66 of Lavoie, is down 1 lap to the lead. Chris Lashaway and Joe Krajewski in the 45 and the 60. The 12 is Blackmore, 1 New Hampshire, Kevin Clayton. The 41 is Lorenzetti, 44 Beef Alexander. 2 is DeRozier, 44X is Kirk Alexander. The 11 is Felton, the 2 is Goodhine. Here they come, restart lap 6. And Alexander's working the outside. Lashaway, Krajewski. Lashaway, Krajewski, Alexander, Clayton, and Lorenzetti. Then it's Alexander, Blackmore, DeRozier, Felton, Goodhine, Kamansky, and Pollard. Rathburn in the 8, slowing down on the backstretch. Got to get him out of the way. Now he picks up speed when the leaders come by. Here comes Lashaway, Alexander, Krajewski, Lorenzetti, Clayton, and Alexander, Blackmore and DeRozier, Felton, Goodhine, Anaki, and Kamansky. Lashaway trying to hold Alexander back. 1/3 of the race is out of the way. Lashaway coming off the turns high. And here's Alexander with his opening. Dives in low. Holds it there. Kirk at Beef Alexander. And we have trouble in turn 2. And Adelaide race that lead change as Davis comes around again in the 17. Here they come, looking for the green on the restart. Lashaway and Alexander. Whoa, contact in turn 1, but it doesn't phase either one of them. Alexander on the outside, Lashaway on the inside. Lorenzetti going third to the line. Alexander by a nose. Alexander tries it again on the backstretch, dives low, Lashaway holds it down. Here they come to the wire, and it's Lashaway. Once again, Alexander tries him way out there on the far side, almost gets a wall. Lorenzetti slides into second. Kirk Alexander fighting for fourth. Beef Alexander on the outside. DeRozier fifth. Sixth is Lookout. Blackmore spins on the backstretch in the 12 and gets out of the way. Lashaway, Lorenzetti, Alexander. Kirk Alexander with troubles in the 44, and he'll pull it out right there on the inside of the turn. Halfway now. Caution comes out for Alexander, who shuts down inside of turn 1. We were coming down to the halfway mark. Here they come, looking for the restart. Lash away, Lorenzetti and Alexander. He's going to be thinking Alexander and going to have Lorenzetti on the outside. Alexander taps him and around goes Lashaway. And everybody piles up behind him because they weren't watching. Lorenzetti was working him on the outside. Lashaway trying to hold Alexander down, and there goes his hood. Tough break. Boy, I told you, Lashaway's had some lousy luck when he's been running up front. And then the guys behind him got a little panicky because they weren't looking ahead to turn. And all of a sudden, you got Pollard coming around. Art Goodhein's in there, and Gail Lavoie had no place to go and slid into the mess on top of it. An edge. Here comes DeRozier. Lorenzetti's flying. Everybody's all lined up, and there's no green yet, and there won't be. Of course, on the one hand, it's up to... I don't think Lauren realizes what color the flag is yet. Turn 3.5 or 4. They keep it even this time. Dive into turn 3, turn up the wick, and here's the green. Lorenzetti slides up to protect against DeRozier and almost ended up with Anaki going by him. Now we come up to the halfway mark. It'll be Lorenzetti, Anaki, DeRozier, Felton, and Kamansky. Lorenzetti, Alan Anaki. Anaki won early in the season, he hasn't since. Lorenzetti has never won this season. Anaki to the inside on lap 17. BMW's up front, and it's Anaki with the lead off too. Anaki, Lorenzetti, and Felton. Anaki goes in very deep, but has the lead. DeRozier drops back to 4. Kavansky is 5th. Goodhein is out. It's Alan Anaki. Here comes Felton starting to work the inside of Lorenzetti. Lorenzetti holding him down a bit. And Alan Anaki has got the old number 4 really flying now. Felton has moved into 2nd. Lorenzetti's not giving up. He stays in 3rd. DeRozier coming back, and so is Kamansky. 20 laps down, 10 laps to go. Anaki got that bimmer flying now. Lorenzetti just trying to hold Kamansky behind him. DeRozier has dropped back to 5th. Anaki and Felton. Felton trying to run him down with 9 laps to go. Kavansky will probably give Lorenzetti all the room he needs and just hope he gets a break. Here's your leader, Anaki. Felton second. Lawrence Eddy third. Then Kamansky and DeRozier. And it's way back to the 60 of Krajewski, Clayton, and Wenzel. Felton trying to trim the margin here with 6 laps to go. Joe Krajewski holding back the second pack. Lawrence Eddy and Kamansky fighting for third. Anaki holding on to fourth with 5 to go now. Anaki looks back with 4 laps left, and about 5-10 car lengths behind him is Fred Felton. Lawrence Eddy works around Kelson Clayton, and Kamansky's right there. Here's your leader with 3 to go. Gail Lavoie drops to the infield again. Lawrence Eddy trying to hold on to that spot. Anaki still has a good lead on Felton. Here's the battle for third. Lawrence Eddy, Kamansky, and DeRozier. 2 laps to go. Kamansky works to the outside, takes it high in turn 2. White flag for your leader coming off 4. Here he is. Felton second. Lawrence Eddy hanging on, but Kamansky's going to take third. And into turn 3. And coming off 4 is your winner, Alan Anaki. Fred Felton goes second. George Kamansky will be third. Lawrence Eddy fourth, and DeRozier fifth. Down to the victory lane here. Took a lot of time off this summer and then came back with a vengeance. Hasn't won since I think the second week of the season. BMW and a pair of Scirocco's here in the top 3 tonight. Don't forget to take his pictures, guys. As they bring up the hardware, let's bring out our winner, Alan Anaki. Nice run, Alan. Boy, you had the old girl really hopping tonight, huh?
Yeah, it was going real good. Glad to win. Things are a little tight. We haven't made every show. Kind of lost my air cleaner at the beginning. Brand new. Can't win them all.
Brand new air cleaner. Well, it ran pretty well for you. You got out front and managed to hold it, so it's got to feel good. You haven't won since about second week of the season.
That's right. We've had a little bad luck in between, and we got 1 second in there, but that's about it.
Well, good luck. Good win for you at a 30-lap championship race. We'll see you back next week. And while we're at it, Fred Felton's doing a little mugging over here with Mrs. And well, Freddie, you tried to chase him down. There just weren't enough laps.
He had as much as we had. Really couldn't deal with him. And Alan, when he gets out there, and clears tail him, he's good. He's quick.
It seems like those BMWs run very well out front, especially if they can run a little high.
Yeah, I think they have to keep more momentum than we do. If they get up in the middle of the track and don't hit the traffic, they're tough.
Well, there's another week coming up. You came out of the pack and chased him down as best you could. Second place, Freddie Felton.
I want to donate my winnings towards the young fellow that is in trouble in our class.
Young guy had the stroke. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks to Fred Felton for that, too. And George Kamansky, we've done this before. You got about 200 or 300 laps to run again tomorrow, Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's right. Fred's been telling me to wait up for him, so I waited tonight so I could get second.
Nice third place for George Kamansky.
If I might add, I'd like to thank the sponsors, all of them, especially the guy standing right behind here from Pioneer Aviation, Bruce Bonowitz. If anybody got to fly an airplane or needs a ride in an airplane, this is the guy to go see, Turners Falls Airport.
We'll do that. Good plug for you. We'll see you Sunday at 1 for the Enduros. Have a safe trip home, please.